Krishnamurti's philosophy has two aspects. One is individual aspect. This is about psychological transformation. One aspect. And second aspect is Krishnamurti has a image of an ideal society. So, this is his image of an ideal society is one aspect, and psychological transformation is another aspect. I found between the two, his image of an ideal society has more serious problems. So let us examine what his ideal society is. We are going to look at many aspects of his society, but one aspect in this lecture I want to focus is Krishnamurti's position on wars. Krishnamurti condemns wars. In his society, aggression has no role. So, in his description, he takes society, he takes a compassionate society, is a society with no wars. This position I question. Not only I question, many social scientists question, because what is a war? War is between a fight, war is a fight between group 1, group 2. And when there is a war, group 1 wins. When group 1 wins, often group 1 is superior. First of all, it is superior in war related technology and mobilization. War technology and mobilization. But often war superior technology comes from, it can come from its political and social and economic systems. So, when one society wins against another society in a warfare, when society imposes its culture on another defeated society, on the whole, culture improves. For example, British colonialism transformed India from medieval India to modern India. Medieval India was with primitive technology and states and primitive society, whereas modern India, democracy and nationalism, this is much better. But how did this transition take place? This transition took place because the British defeated Indian states through warfare. If the British were compassionate, would colonialism be possible? Would this transformation from medieval to modern possible? It is not possible. So, the history of this was a history of wars, and it is not a case that every time a superior culture won. So, not every time, but on the whole, social scientists understand role of war in changing the societies or in what we call progress. War is a way of eliminating the inefficient on the earth, a way of cleansing human societies. Okay, so this had been going along from hunting-gathering tribes who are moving in bands and to states. So war served a function, but Krishnamurti is so completely opposed to war. He makes many critical references to why people have war and why people are so violent, without seeing that war served a function. So, for example, what Krishnamurti said, don't kill somebody, that for God's sake you are killing yourself. Killing somebody, it seems killing yourself. You are killing your future. History shows if you don't kill anybody, you only kill yourself. Because war served a positive function. And he says that hasn't been learnt. So I would say Krishnamurti's position on violence or aggression, and more particularly on wars, is completely wrong. Krishnamurti is missing the role that wars played in human progress. One philosopher who did not miss was Nietzsche. Nietzsche took war as an opportunity for the superior to emerge and to rule the world. Nietzsche glorified positive function of aggression and violence and conflict. He took this from Darwin's theory of evolution. Evolution meant survival of the fit through elimination of the weak, and the interface involved violence. But then, if if violence is true and war is true, then what is all this philosophy about? I would say it is the conflict between the interface between the internal and external, I would say, is better expressed not in Krishnamurti's philosophy but in Krishna's philosophy, that is Gita. Krishna takes war not an evil, but then what does he preach? He says compassion or love or enlightenment is a matter of inward feeling. He asks Arjuna to cultivate love, compassion, but he says that is inward detachment. And what he does outward can be war, can be violence, because the outward world is more complex. So, according to a version of Mahabharata, Krishna himself, through his own actions, in a way contributed to the war, because he wanted Kauravas to go and Pandavas to rule. So war is a mechanism to check out Kauravas and to establish rule of Pandavas, which he thought was right, and so Arjuna's actions were right. But Arjuna's mind is not a violent mind. It is doing a duty towards the society. So, we can say man can be and should be compassionate. This is inwardly, but what that compassionate mind expresses is something different. It is more complex. One cannot rule out aggression, one cannot rule out war, one cannot rule out murder. So a compassionate man can be a murderer, which Krishna knows, but Krishnamurti does not know. Thank you.